Hello, users, and welcome to Above It All. This is the show in where I talk about politics and a bunch of stuff. So, I would like to say that the reason I haven't made any videos since about Friday um, is because it was my birthday over the weekend. And also, in addition to celebrating my birthday, I'm 24 now, I went to two protest demonstrations over the weekend. I believe the first one was on Friday, and the second one was yesterday, last night ish. um, I've been smoking a lot of marijuana, so my voice is a little coarse. I've got bong lung at this current moment, so if I sound like a piece of shit, that's because I am. But I took a few photos, and I want to talk about my experience um, at at these two demonstrations. The first one was in Virginia, and I took a few photos here. As you can see, there were a lot of people. This was Friday evening. Um, they're handing out water here for free. Took a photo of that because it's cool. This is people gathering and getting a little feisty around an unmarked police vehicle. But I mean, for the most part, again, like there's a lot of people here, and I took a few images. I carefully selected them to, try to be a little conscious of whose face is visualized. Fortunately, almost nobody was not wearing any masks. This was a very pro-mask protest. This was in Norfolk, Virginia. And again, one of the things is the two demonstrations I went to were entirely peaceful. And that's the message I want to talk about, is that there's like at least 100 cities holding demonstrations across the United States of America. Only like 5 or 6, maybe there's more. I haven't been totally in the loop. Because again, I've been celebrating my birthday, so I've been a little unplugged, but I've been trying to have things like Unicorn Riot on in the living room as much as possible. But from what I understand, there's not that many cities that are actually engaging in actual violence. Obviously, I'm talking about the protesters. I'm not talking about the police engaging in violence. Obviously, in most of these cities, the police are the ones solely and exclusively engaging in violence. But also, I went to another demonstration. This was yesterday. This was in my small town. And maybe a couple hundred people showed up, and I was very impressed with that. I was very, very shocked and very satisfied with that, because in my prior attempts at organizing in this little small city I live in, it's not been too successful. But I mean, this is one of those things where this is a moment where it's bringing out people that wouldn't otherwise be out to talk about these things and talk about this kind of situation. And it's been brilliant. And the sense of community, I have to say, from going to both of these demonstrations over the weekend has been incredible. Um, Really, this is a problem. Like, the whole country is hurting, not just because of George Floyd, but the whole country is hurting because everybody that I've spoken to knows somebody who was hurt by the cops, profiled by the cops, killed by the cops. Everybody I've spoken to at these events, even if they've not been directly hurt by the cops or it's not directly their family, they know somebody who knows somebody. They know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody. And the thing is, like, it's one of those things where police brutality has affected almost every single person in this country. And again, you don't need to engage in the scapegoating going on. This is a video I just wanted to. This is my personal experience with the peaceful protests. You don't need to engage in this whole, but the looting, oh, but the riots. You don't need, when discussing the subject matter here, that is irrelevant. What's important to discuss here is police brutality. The police are firing chemical weapons upon their own citizens. This is an outrage. And again, in small towns across this country, there's nothing going on. There's literally nothing going on. And it's one of those things where it's absolutely, utterly ridiculous how that this like this mainstream media narrative that there's looting and rioting all over the country has taken hold and is trying to replace the actual message here. The message being police brutality. And again, I'm going to be focusing on this until it's no longer something I can focus on. Today, if you're watching this video when it's uploaded, when it's new, I will be uploading a lot of videos on this topic. Again, I was celebrating my birthday and the little free time that I had. I did not want to dedicate to YouTube. I wanted to dedicate to actually going out there, actually being out there, actually experiencing what's happening. And, it's just one of those things where, again, it's powerful. It's powerful. Even if there is a 0.0001% chance that violence is going to occur at a protest like this, it's worth going. And I want to emphasize that there's a lot of fucking mostly white people out there that think that the world is ending, that think, oh no, the rioters and the looters are going to break through my home and kill my family. I'm sorry, y'all. You need a severe reorienting of what the problem is in this country. And honestly, you're not the main character. You got to stop making everything about yourself. And, obviously, I don't think many people watching this video are going to be of that persuasion, but I'm just throwing that out there. But either way, two very peaceful demos that I went to, and I took some photos. Again, when I go to demonstrations, I will either live stream the entire thing, or it'll be very, very, very. I will act as a ghost. I like if I'm go, especially if it's out of state, if there's much travel involved, I will act as a ghost at protests, and I do that for a specific reason. I don't want to fuck around. But yeah, I mean, again, totally peaceful, totally fun, and it feels again powerful to see so many people around you that are hurting in the same way that you're hurting. I'm a victim of police brutality. I've said this before. And again, it's just one of those things where just seeing everyone around you, you can all come together on one thing. You may disagree on whatever, but like, it's almost impossible to say that what's happening in this country is good. What's happening in this country right now is worth it. What's happening in this country is noble and peaceful and great, and the cops are good. I think change is coming, and I don't think it's going to be coming in the form of a ballot box. And if we take a message from Malcolm X, he gave us a relatively good comparison between the ballot and something else that sounds very similar. And personally, I think we're approaching time where something else that sounds very similar may be happening very soon. And I'm ready for it. And again, if there's a local gathering in your town, go. It's important. Just if you again, I took this photograph. Just think of it like, oh, you're standing over there in the background, just contributing to the photo, contributing to the strength in numbers. Just think of yourself like that. You're just an extra body, occupying a space, making the event you're at look like it's more worthwhile, look like it's better, and each person counts. In the same way that people like to say that, like, oh, my vote doesn't count, oh, whatever this, and that, showing up at a protest, even if you say nothing, even if you don't speak to a single person, you're just observing, you're doing so much good because it helps every single other person realize how important this stuff is. And that's the kind of thing I'm all after. Again, community strength and solidarity is the number one thing going on. And going forward, we need to focus on that, we being as a society and as a species. But again, today and the next coming days, I'm going to be focusing on what's happening a lot. I'm going to be making a lot of videos about police brutality, and I'm going to talk about a lot of stuff going on. If you see anything, email it to me, DM it to me on Discord, on Twitter, on whatever, and I'll probably end up making a video about it, because this is the moment. This is the moment that a lot of us have been preparing for our entire lives. Not me, but a lot of my life I've spent preparing for this moment, especially over the last year or so, 2 years or so, definitely. But, again, even when I was young, I knew that the police were problematic. I knew that they were a big threat to my existence. And, it's one of those things where I never thought that this would happen, but now that it's happening, I know where I stand. And it's important to know where you stand in times like this. You don't want to be wishy-washy. You don't want to sound like a fucking cringer. And hopefully, if you're watching this video, you're not sounded like a cringer. But again, I'm going to be making a lot more videos going forward. I'm going to go a lot more in depth and stuff. But I thought making a quick video discussing the peaceful demonstrations I went to would be worthwhile. Again, not the whole country is not being fucking ransacked and looted by fucking mobs of angry black people. Y'all got to reorient yourself. You got to think straight. And there's a lot going on. And if you for a second come out of this, you know, with anything other than the message of Black Lives Matter, I mean, honestly, you need therapy, and this is one of those things where we need an intervention for you because you're fucking crazy. This is the lines are clear. Just pick a side, and I hope to God it's the only one that's actually relevant and good. But goddamn, I'm getting sick and I'm getting fucking tired of people being wishy-washy on this bullshit, and I don't know. So, thank you for watching. This is a little bit more of a vlog, general kind of thoughts on the whole situation, but yeah, the shit pisses me the fuck off.